Aloha. Tonight is the full moon. Can you see the moon? Oh, I can't see that from where I'm at. Tonight's the full moon in Leo. And I was just thinking of some things. Let me start here. Let me start with this paragraph out of this book here. Letters from 500, Portal. This was written in 2011. And it says, this is referring to what's happening in our world today. And again, this is 2011, so 10 years ago. It's roughly what's happening today. These incarnations of greed do not feel the earth sinking beneath their trembling feet. They clutch to their bloody treasure and will carry it avariciously with them into doom. They now, in your age, are secretly building underground shelters for themselves, expecting that the earth will protect them from the Armageddon they have conjured. Little do they know that the ground does not want them. Their ignorance blinds them to knowing that the earth is alive, and rather than shelter them, it is ready to devour them. I find it really interesting, that paragraph, considering some of the conversations I've been having with my roommate lately about what they're doing here in the Las Vegas Valley. There are some really weird things going on. I have no idea what the intent is and whether or not it's actually related to what I just read. From what I've gathered, there seems to be a correlation between the tunnel drilling being conducted under the name of Elon Musk and some earthquakes. And Las Vegas is known for earthquakes. We're not very far from California and the very active Death Valley area. Funny thing about Nevada is we have a giant crater roughly in the center of the state where the military detonated a hydrogen bomb a mile underground. They named it Project Faultless. How ironic that they literally detonated that bomb directly on a fault, and that was what caused the crater. So there's something magical about Las Vegas. And I've thought about this a long time. How ironic it is that Las Vegas, named after the meadows, but in Spanish, just so happens to be very similar to the word Vegas, like the vagus nerve, the nerve that runs down your chest into your gut. I know a lot of people who have talked about sensitivity in their gut area with eating certain foods. And I've wondered if it's not actually a digestion issue, but rather sensitivity with the vagus nerve. It's interesting, right? Vagus nerve, Las Vegas. The vagus nerve is wrapping itself around the intestinal area, and it gives us this feedback with regard to what we're digesting. And Las Vegas is a place where your digestion really needs to be monitored. I would put it that way. That's how I would say it. If you're not monitoring what you're taking in, particularly while you're here in Las Vegas, I mean, we're known as Sin City for a reason. Their level of consumerism and consumption here is unique. And there's a certain sensitivity that a person needs to have to make it here and not to allow themselves to succumb. So I kind of forgot why I was on here. Oh, the tunnels. I mean, there's a lot of elites here. They like to visit here. They're building tunnels. We're having earthquakes. And I just really love the idea of the earth devouring them. Like I said, Vegas is known for having sinkholes. So, we'll see what happens.